Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole, and welcome to another video in my Ranking All the Skincare Products 2021 series. We're still working on the name. This video is indeed a continuation. We've done cleansing balms and cleansers so far, and we are now on to the toning step. It's a little bit of a smaller video. We have fewer categories today, but we still do have them, so feel free to jump to them in the description box below. Just like in the cleansers video, the goal in today's video is to pull out my favorite products from each category and sort them into one of two categories. One that is more budget-friendly, fragrance-free, and the other category that is more of a splurge, maybe a scented product. But with an added bonus this time, I'm also going to tell you what my favorite product from each of those categories is. Now, of course, keep in mind this video is all my opinion and I welcome feedback, so if you agree, if you disagree, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. I will once again be using the gift emoji to show you which products I received in PR. No portion of this video is sponsored. However, if you are interested in any of these products and you do want to purchase them, making a purchase through my links will help to support this channel. A few really interesting details about this video. I always film this portion after the video itself, by the way. So with this video, it was really surprising for me to see how much my toner collection has grown this year, specifically in that I've really moved beyond some of the old school toners I used to use. I'm just much more into Korean toners in particular these days. I suspect a lot of you relate. And also, I don't know how relevant this will be for future videos, but I'm going with what brands are defining a product as, so if they say it's a toner, it's going to be in this video. Sometimes products feel more like an essence to me, but the brand calls it a toner. But we're going to roll with whatever brands say, and if you're looking for the essences or the essence toners, those are all going to be coming in the essence video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into ranking the toners. I think we should start this video with the hydrating toners, largely because, I still sometimes get the question, wait, if you have dry skin, why are you using toner? In the past, toners were astringent, they were associated with oily skin types, and they also were associated with having a low pH. We live in completely different times now. Most cleansers are not too alkaline anymore, requiring that low pH. And as such, the toning step is something that is optional. Do it if you enjoy it. You may find benefit from it, but don't feel like you have to use it. So again, hydrating toners to start off this video. Let me show you some quick updates from the last video. So we now have a larger font. Some of you will absolutely recognize that I am not lying about being nearsighted, but I did try. We're also going to do this for this video. See, now I can just line that up with the ring light and you can see the toners at work on a pad. I think this will work, right? I think this is gonna work well. Let's start out this video with a roast, actually. This is the L'Oreal Hydra Fresh Toner, alcohol-free it says. Now I hope you'll be able to see this. If not, I will tell you. Alcohol, denatured, is in the very top line. It is the number 3 ingredient. Water, glycerin, denatured alcohol. Come again with that, alcohol-free? Here's the deal. So they're able to claim it's alcohol-free because they're saying it's 99% alcohol-free. What is this, L'Oreal? This is all to tell you to be careful with phrasing like alcohol-free. Always make sure you read ingredients lists and know that, for anybody who's like, well, I haven't seen any benefits from toner, this is probably why, because products like this exist. So perhaps we can start this video with the Tony Moly Ceramide Mochi Toner. This one is a very thick and creamy, delightful essence-like toner. It is very rich and feels very nourishing. It contains ceramides, it's alcohol-free, it is not fragrance-free though. Not fragrance-free, so because of that, we're gonna have to make sure we put it in the enjoyable splurge category, but do know, this is actually the travel size right here. How much is this? 200 milliliters, yeah, that's the travel size. The full size is huge. And I've seen the full size for $10. That one is, it's actually really underrated. I think it's just unpopular right now because, fragrance has been such a concern for many people. A very similar product to that is the I'm From Rice toner. In use, this is so ridiculously similar that basically this is for those of you who cannot tolerate any fragrance. If you can, go for the Tony Moly, you'll save a lot of money. Because I want to be selective, I'm actually going to put this in I Think There Are Better Options, but just so you know, a lot of people absolutely love that. I just think it's a little bit expensive for what it is. And maybe that's because I tried the Tony Moly first. Let's see. What about, let's just continue all of the Korean toners here. So here's a very popular one, the Dear Claire's Supple Preparation Unscented Toner. This one is even thicker. Watch this texture, just watch this. You do not need a cotton pad with this. Can you see how thick that is? It's very viscous. Fragrance-free, rich in soothing ingredients, rich in humectants, very obviously from that texture. This one is actually is really nice. I believe they have an option that has fragrance and then they have the essential oil-free version. With that one, I'm actually going to have to put that one in the fragrance-free and best value. A lot of why I'm going to make sure that one goes there is because due to that very thick nature and not needing a cotton pad, none of that product goes to waste. When you have a very watery toner and you put it in a cotton pad, as I'm sure you can feel when you throw away the cotton pad, you do lose some of that product in there, which is why I personally do not like to use cotton pads. You all know this if you watch this channel. So yeah, that's why Dear Claire's is going to win for me there. Let's do another fragrance-free one next, the COSRX Hydrium Watery Toner. This one is really nice. I actually have to say, this could work out better for you than the Dear Claire's if you need a very short and simple ingredients list. This one is very straight to the point, completely fragrance-free, not quite as thick though, not as thick of a texture. So I guess I'd say I feel like that's one where if you are using a cotton pad, you will most likely lose some of it in the cotton pad, but it's actually still a very nice product, very soothing. Should I put that in the fancy favorite category? That's what I'm leaning towards right now. That's what I'm leaning towards. But I do like this one also, the Haru Haru Wonder Black Rice Hyaluronic Toner. This one is, I would say this is a little tiny bit thicker than the COSRX. Oop. Did I use this one already? Oh, I can't tell which cotton pads I used. So can you see that it's a little bit of a thicker texture? You really don't necessarily need a cotton pad with this one. And they did the same thing as Dear Claire's. They have a scented and an unscented option. But honestly, I think the scented one smells really nice. It's such a pleasant smell. I do really like that one. We're gonna put that one in the fancy favorite as well. Let's actually move the COSRX up here, just in case you don't order from Korean beauty companies. That is a product that you can get from Ulta. Okay, so that leaves us with two more non-K-beauty products. The Indie Lee Coenzyme Q10 Toner. This is a spray toner, and it is my favorite splurge product here. I think they're right in saying rebalance and prime here. I would say what this one does is the Coenzyme Q10 gives you a mega amount of antioxidants, very rich in antioxidants. And because you're spraying it on, you're not wasting any product in a cotton pad. You're just immediately giving this very thin layer of antioxidant protection and light hydration. And it's a scent delight. There's no added fragrance, but it smells amazing. Yeah. It's my favorite in this category. And I still have a fragrance-free and best value product for you, and that is the Geek and Gorgeous Liquid Hydration. First of all, you all know I love disclosure of percentages, 5% panthenol here, natural moisturizing factors, including urea. Turns out urea is a favorite ingredient in toners for me. I feel like if I use a toner that contains urea, my actives seem to act more efficiently. And I know that's counterintuitive for some people to start with toner and then follow with an active, but this actually seemed to make my actives work better. That could make sense because urea is a penetration enhancer. It can actually enhance the absorption of products that follow it. So yeah, this one, as simple as it is, very watery consistency, by the way, spray it in a spray bottle if you would like to. I do. That's gonna be my absolute favorite in the fragrance-free and best value category. Let's rank the Brightening Toners next. This is such a fascinatingly popular category. Apparently I have the most in this category. What about if we rank these from my oldest to newest product? I think that could be a fun way to do this, which means we're going to start with the Pixi Glow Tonic. Do y'all remember how popular this was years and years ago? Because there was nothing like it at the time this was introduced to the market. An AHA containing toner? Are you kidding me? The thing is, I feel like there's so many better options now. I think that, you know, Pixi, I admire them for being a much more affordable drugstore brand that actually had great formulas at the time, but I think they're a little dated now. We don't have a lot of transparency with Pixi, so we don't know how much AHA is in there. We don't know the pH of the product, although people have used test strips and say that it is higher than it should be. So yeah, I'm just going to say I think there's better options, and you're about to see them in this video. Then the Ole Henriksen Glow Duo Dark Spot Toner. I used to really love the Ole Henriksen brand, but you know what? Much like Pixi, I kind of think I've outgrown it because, again, as you'll see in this section, there's a lot of intense competition. So that brings us to the product that blew my mind. I tried this product right here, the Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner, years ago when Good Molecules was a new brand. And, you know, I think what blew my mind so much about it is that I liked The Ordinary. The Ordinary had great prices, and, you know, they have the 7% glycolic toner, which is, in my opinion, better than the Pixi. But I never felt like The Ordinary is that cosmetically elegant of a company, whereas, don't get me wrong, I do like them, but I don't think they are the best for cosmetic elegance. Along came Good Molecules with this just incredibly gorgeous textures, these gorgeous glass bottles, and now they give complete transparency of every single ingredient. Did I miss? It looks like I missed. Oopsie. So this product really blew my mind. It's such a fantastic every single day toner, and by the way, you absolutely do not need a cotton pad. It is, again, a thick enough product that, yeah, you can just pour it into your hands and not waste any of this product. So it's been a favorite for me for years at this point. You know what's super interesting in doing this is discovering how many toners I just don't have anymore. These are all toners that I've tried this year from this point onward. So let's talk about the Beauty of Joseon Bubble Toner, Green Plum, and AHA. Look at this. 3% glycolic acid. Now that might sound low, but you know what? In a toner that you can use every single day, well, that's a great level. But wait for it. Wait for this, y'all. No. It's so fun. You just pour this into your hands, enjoy the bubble experience, and massage it into your skin. And this thing is affordable. It is. How does Beauty of Joseon do it, y'all? I just don't know how they do it. That one is hands down my favorite in the fragrance-free and best value category. It may not be for everybody. If you can't use AHA, it may not be for you. But yeah, I am floored by how much I love that one. And then I guess next would be the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow BHA and PHA. I feel like this is such a good idea because PHA is actually pretty hard to find in toners. I think this is the only one in this category that has PHA. And PHA is a great alternative to AHA. It's a larger molecule. To combine that with BHA to help fight off acne, that's brilliant. Or to help with managing inflamed pores as well. And this too is a thicker toner. You don't really need to apply this with a cotton pad. You see that was a little bit more of a thick, yeah, you can see that. I hope you can see that. But yeah, it's beautiful. It is certainly a scented product and it is a little more expensive, but guess what? This is my favorite in the splurge category. I know Glow Recipe isn't for everybody. I absolutely know that, but I love them. I feel like they do such a good job of making effective but really fun products. We have another spray in this video. This is the Physicians Formula Essence of Healthy Toner and Setting Spray. Now again, I said I'm gonna go by whatever companies call these products, so okay, Physicians Formula, you have a toner here, but really I think it's more of an essence in a mist. And this product is so underrated. I bought this because I wanted to know what the Drunk Elephant essence in a mist form was like, and now I know because this gives me exactly what that would. 95% galactomyces ferment filtrate. That is amazing to find in a US drugstore product. And then look at all these peptides in here. No fragrance, no alcohol, just a very straightforward, beautiful formula. This is actually amazing. The only catch is it's a smaller size. It is a smaller size. I will tell you one thing with galactomyces as a brightening ingredient, I feel like you do have to stick with it longer. Products like AHA and PHA and BHA and to some extent vitamin C work pretty quickly. Galactomyces you kind of have to stick with. The Face Theory Colloidal C Anti-Redness Toner. You know what? My Face Theory trial, it really didn't go that well if you saw it, but on its own, I actually do like this product. Well, I don't like the bottle though. We're gonna have to actually do this with the bottle. This too is a very thick and viscous product where you probably don't necessarily need a cotton pad, but because of the shape of the bottle, you do have to be careful pouring it. They say that this one has beta-glucan, vitamin C, licorice, and aloe vera. It is, let's see, some humectants and then sodium ascorbyl phosphate. So it is a vitamin C derivative. Sodium ascorbyl phosphate is actually my favorite derivative. So sorry if I'm a broken record for some of you, but it is. It's a great ingredient for people who have acne. They have both a scented and an unscented option, which I think is very thoughtful. So I'm actually going to say I do like this. I do like this. The only catch here is that if you are strictly going by the science, there is not as much research around sodium ascorbyl phosphate. And yet it still probably is, it's one of the most researched vitamin C derivatives. So keep that in mind. I'm not really sure where to put this. I don't want to overfill my fragrance-free. I like this though. I actually like this a lot more than these two. And these last two in this category, I really want to include these in this video, but I'm also going to be honest that I don't have a ton of experience yet with these. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts as opposed to ranking these. This is the Tiam Vita C Refresh Toner. Where did I come up with Vita C Refresh Toner? Vita Refresh C Toner. I was moving lettering around. This is made with pure ascorbic acid, and I really like the delivery of it. It comes packaged separately so that it helps to maintain the freshness. See, the problem with ascorbic acid is that it is a very unstable molecule, so that's a great system for preventing it from degrading before it even gets to you. The only real catch with this one is that if this is what you're relying on for your vitamin C, you should know that it's a pretty low amount. 12,000 parts per million of that vitamin C isn't quite what we see in the literature. So I think that, well, actually, you know what I think? I think that when it comes to vitamin C, I would recommend you use it in a serum as opposed to in your toning step. I'm not sold on you needing a vitamin C toner. Can you see this? Are these going off screen? I'm so sorry. I just noticed that. All right, last one for this video is from Rosen Skincare. This is the Tropics Toner. I don't have a ton of thoughts on this one either, but I wanted to include it because I think it was very thoughtful of Rosen to formulate a kojic acid-based toner. That is a very potent ingredient that you don't see every day. The one catch with this product is that it's very high in pineapple, and I have a rhetorical question for you. This product doesn't list out fragrance. It says pineapple. Is it scented? Y'all know pineapple has a strong smell, but it's also a great anti-inflammatory ingredient. It's very rich in enzymes. That in itself is a brightening ingredient. So is it scented? I don't know. That's where this conversation around fragrance and fragrance-free gets really tricky. But yeah, I think that's very well done. Look, I ranked them anyway. Just know that I have less experience with these than the other ones you see. So I'm making up this last category here. This is acne-prone skin favorites, I guess. These aren't necessarily toners that claim to help with acne, but as someone with acne-prone skin, I'm going to tell you why I'm putting them in this category. You know what this category is? It's kind of a conversation of options you have as someone who deals with acne. Okay, so let's just start with probably the most recognizable option, the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. I finished off a full size of this, and I recently bought this from Sephora. This was $10. That was a painful purchase because, quite frankly, I don't love BHA-based toners. I feel like they work, I feel like this ingredient works just as well in serums, and maybe that makes sense as it's an oil-soluble ingredient. But this is a very well-loved product. It's very well-loved. I just think it's expensive, so I'm actually going to put that one in my fancy favorite enjoyable splurge category, even though, do know, it is a fragrance-free product, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why it's so well loved. Here's one that is an old favorite for me, the Tarte Knockout Tingling Treatment. I actually really liked this. It's high in lactic acid. That's another alternative to glycolic. Seems to be much more gentle. Makes sense because its molecular size is larger, so it doesn't penetrate as deeply into your skin. Also contains salicylic acid, also is fragrance-free. I really loved this one. But the reason I'm putting it in I think there are better options is because I believe in listening to you all. A lot of you have said that in spite of this looking like a really great product, it was causing irritation for some of you, so I'm taking that into account. Even though I like that product, some of you have said it doesn't work for you. And you will see me do that a few times throughout this series. I really think your input is very important. I really do. We've done some salicylic and AHA options. Let's talk about tea tree next. This is the MediHeal Tea Tree Biome Blemish Cica Toner. Tea tree is a very complicated conversation for reasons similar to what we were talking about with pineapple. So that is obviously a natural ingredient, and most commonly you see the tea tree essential oil in products. But you don't have to use the essential oil. You could use tea tree water, you could use tea tree extract, and that's what MediHeal did. I think that this product seems to be an attempt to reduce the potential for irritation with tea tree and still give you the benefits of tea tree. And see, the benefits are that it's highly antibacterial. So if your acne is caused by bacterial or bacterial in nature, this may be a really good option for you. It's a true watery, I'm forgetting to show you textures. It's a true watery toner. I would not recommend you spray this one into a bottle because you don't want to get tea tree into your eyes. But there you go, you can see just how watery that one is? That's one to use with a cotton pad. And of course, Cica is a calming ingredient. Yeah, honestly, I think this is really well done. We'll put it in fragrance-free and best value, but worth noting, it's hard to really answer if it truly is fragrance-free. I believe they call it fragrance-free. But rest assured, tea tree has a smell. It's just weaker in there because there is not the tea tree essential oil. Instead, it's tea tree water. I think we'll do this one next, the Anua Heartleaf Soothing Toner, 77% heart leaf. With this one, I saw so many people with specifically dry and acne-prone skin types say this was phenomenal for them. And I get it. After using it, I totally get it. I see what they're talking about. Heart leaf is a wonderful soothing and anti-inflammatory ingredient, and remember that acne is inflammatory in its nature. I think I've used up all of these cotton pads. This feels so wasteful. This is like the most wasteful video I've ever done. We can't do more than one take of this one. But see, heart leaf is not just anti-inflammatory, it's also very nourishing and it feels hydrating on your skin. So can you see that that was a thicker texture? I don't know why I just tried to do that. It's a thicker texture than the MediHeal one I was just showing you. It is actually phenomenal. There is no added fragrance, although the apple does give it kind of a nice smell to it. It is alcohol-free as well. Yeah, actually, this is amazing. That's my personal favorite in the fragrance-free and best value category. Well, maybe it is, because I have one more favorite for you here. This is the Cosrx Propolis Synergy Toner. So, propolis is a great anti-inflammatory ingredient, and honey is a great antibacterial and calming ingredient. So while there is nothing in here that is directly included to fight acne, if you are dealing with a bad breakout, oh, this is such a good choice for you, and it too is a much more thick product. You really don't even need a cotton pad with this one either. Wait, honestly, I like all of these, and they're all fragrance-free. I've got it. I've made up my mind. It's just that all three of these are great, but all three of them are different. This one is your lightest weight one, probably best for oily skin, and especially if your acne is bacterial. This one is indeed going to be nice if you have dry skin and acne, but I think it could work for anybody. It's just a little bit heavier. And this one right here is for when you are in the middle of a breakout. These can be more of a preventive product. Did that make sense? I hope so. That's my final answer. And that's it for ranking all of the toners in my collection. Again, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe so you can stay tuned for the rest of the series. Also, do me a favor and let me know if there are any small categories you would like to see me highlight. For example, mists or perhaps eye serums, categories like that otherwise I'm not sure I'll do. You let me know. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.